this video, we will learn how to pop item from stack. A recap. This is an array and we have set the top variable to -1. So -1 is not a valid index of an array. So this is just for initialization, right? Now before insertion or before pushing item into a stack, we have learned that we should increment the top first, then the item is to be stored where the top is actually standing. Now here you see that the top is standing at the 0th index. So that is why the 44 has been placed in the 0th cell of this array. Next, we want to push 55 into the stack. So we increment the top by 1 and top is indicating the index 1 now. So in the cell 1, 55 has been placed. Similarly, the top is standing at 2 and 33 will be stored inside the cell 2. And top will be at 3, 77 will be there. Top will be at 4, 22 will be there. And top equal to 5, 66 will be in the 5th cell of this stack, right? Now during the pop operation, we should just decrement the top variable by 1 because top is the indicator of the topmost element of this stack. Though 66 is there inside the 5th cell, this is actually invalid in view of the stack. So the data 66 may be there, but since top is standing at the 4th index, so we should consider that the topmost element is at 4 and that element is 22, right? So further you decrement top and we will say that the topmost element is at 3 with the element 77 there. Like this, you can go on decrementing the top one by one until the top reaches -1. So these are the two operations we have studied in the previous video. Now let us look at the algorithm there. The name of the function is pop and there is a stack as a first parameter, which is an array of course. The top is a variable which will take care of the index of the topmost element. And the third parameter is an item, which is also a variable where the popped element will be stored. Because after popping the element, we may do something with that element, right? We may print it, we may send to other variable for some other functions like that. So that is why we are keeping the item variable here to catch the popped element from the stack. Okay. Now before popping, the algorithm asks you to check whether the stack is empty or not. So it is telling that if top is 0, then you should know that the stack is empty. So you print UNDERFLOW and return from that function at once. Now I should remind you one thing, that the algorithm says top is equal to 0, that means the stack is empty, because the algorithm considers the stack's first element will be at index 1. But in our programming language, the index of an array starts from 0. So when algorithm says top equal to 0, then the stack is empty. But from the perspective of the programming language, the top will be -1 for indicating the stack is empty, right? Now if this step 1 gives you false, then of course you should move to step 2. And the step 2 says that item is set to stack top. That means the topmost element will be stored inside the item. After that, you decrement the top by 1 and then you return from the function. Now let us see in a simple way how the pop operation works. After understanding this code, we will implement the algorithm here, right? So we assume that the push code is here. If you missed the video, then please watch the previous video where push operation has been explained. Next you set top equal to 5, and there of course a con variable for deciding whether you want to continue popping or not. Okay? And we start with the do while loop because we have to do the popping first. Then the program will ask you whether you want to continue popping or not, right? So you see, this is an item variable here. We want to store the popped element into this item variable, and after that you can do with this item variable whatever you like. You may print it, you may assign this item element to some other variable, and so and so. Okay, so let us pop from the stack. You write stack top on the right hand side, and this element will be stored inside the item variable. So it will go like this. Next, you decrement top by 1. So now the top is standing at the 4th index. Next, you scanf for the con variable and you provide 1 to the con variable. So the while loop gets fired and it will get back from here to here. Now you can see that the top's value is 4, so stack top means 22. So this 22 will be stored inside the item and the top will be decremented by 1, so that the top is standing at 3 now with the element 77 there, right? So go for the con variable and you provide 1 over there and it will get back again, and the stack top will be 77, which will be stored inside the item variable, and the top will be decremented by 1. So the same loop goes as long as you provide 1 inside the con variable. So this is the code for the basic pop operation from a stack. Now the problem with this code is that suppose by mistake you provide 1 in the con when top is standing at -1. It will try to get the element from stack -1 and put it inside the item variable. But from the figure you can see that there is no stack -1 item over here, so the program may crash. So that is why the algorithm is asking you that before popping anything from the stack, you just check whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, then at once return from this function. Now we will implement this algorithm over here in C language. So we have written void pop. This is a pop function here. And the first parameter is stack. So we have provided stack over here. It's an array, of course. And the algorithm says that the top is a variable, but we are taking the top as a pointer variable because the top will be provided from the main. And to update this top variable, we need the previous value. For example, if top is at 7, it will be 6, like that. So we need the previous value of top, and that top variable is with main. So that is why we are using pointer here. The same argument goes with this item here. The algorithm says that item is a variable, but we are taking pointer variable here because the popped item is to be sent back to the main item variable inside the main function. Why? Because with that item variable, the main function may do something else. So here also we have taken a pointer variable item as a third parameter, right? Next, according to the algorithm, we check whether the stack is empty or not. So in this algorithm, it is told that you check top is equal to 0 or not. But here we checked top is equal to -1 or not. And if it is so, then print underflow and return. And if it is not, then you pop from stack star top and put it inside the star item variable. Now this star item variable is pointing to the item variable inside main, which I will show you a little later. So your item has been popped, and the small thing to do is to decrement top by 1. So that is your pop function according to this algorithm. Now I will show you the main. Here is your prototype. The stack is an array, so int star top is there, so it is also int star, and the third parameter is int star item, so that is why it is also int star. Next, in place of this ... you have the push operation code, and then you go for the do while loop. You call the function pop and you provide the address of the stack to the stack array. Next, you provide the address of the top to the top pointer over there and the address of the item to the item pointer over there. So after this call, this code will run and you will get the element inside the variable item, right? So next, you continue by providing 1, it will get back and call the pop function again. I hope it's clear to you the pop operation from a stack and how to implement it in C. In the next video, I will show you how to minimize overflow. Thank you for watching and take care.